By a show of hands, who remembers being taught about the American Revolution? Just as I thought. All of us remember this due to its impact on American society. The Revolution was the first time America united as a nation and fought for our own idea of freedom. Even though this was a very influential time in our nation's history, many people don't know that the Revolution had a major impact on Kentucky. I'm sure many of you have been driving through the tiny town of Millersburg and noticed the signs for a state park nearby. Personally, I know that confuses me. What could be so important in this tiny town? Well, today I'm here to inform you of just that. Just outside of Millersburg is the Blue Licks State Park. This state park was created to remember the Battle of Blue Licks that occurred during the American Revolution. In this presentation, I plan to explain the background of the Battle of Blue Licks, elaborate on the actual battle and the lives lost, and ultimately go into how this battle is still affecting Kentucky to this day. First, let's explain what caused the Battle of Blue Licks. Although many people consider the British to have started many attacks during this war, Kentucky militiamen were actually the first to cause the Battle of Blue Licks. A British commander named William Caldwell created an army of about 1,000 men to attack Bryan Station. When they arrived, they realized the settlement was very fortified and decided to turn back. Word of the attack reached other Kentucky settlements, and a large number of militiamen came ready to help. Around 300 men came to protect Bryan Station, commanded by Colonel John Todd, Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Trigg, and Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Boone. The retreating British forces left an excellent path for the Kentucky militiamen to follow. On August 19, 1782, the armed Kentuckians finally caught up with the British and Indian soldiers. Now that you know a little bit about the cause of the Battle of Blue Licks, let's get into the actual battle itself. This battle was a major loss in the eyes of the Kentucky militiamen. The night before the battle, Todd's men debated on whether they should wait for reinforcements or go ahead and attack. According to the Kentucky State Parks website, only one commander wanted to attack the opposing forces at that moment. Major Hugh McGarry was said to have rode his horse into the Licking River, calling out, "All those who are not cowards, follow me." With the American spirit running through their veins, the Kentucky militiamen followed them into battle. After crossing the Licking River, the Kentucky soldiers were prepared to battle. Each commander led a different section of the army and began to push their way towards the British and Indian forces. Little did the American soldiers know that the British forces were planning a sneak attack. The British launched their attack and the battle was on. This is a map of the battlefield where you can see where the British soldiers were hiding. Everyone expects the battle to last many hours. This was not the case for the Battle of Blue Licks. The battle itself only lasted 15 minutes. The British and Indian forces were victorious in their defense, killing 2 of the 3 Kentucky militia commanders. The Kentucky forces lost about 70 men, while the British and Indian forces only lost about 10 men and had injuries to 12 others. There's a misconception with the Battle of Blue Licks. Many people think that this battle had an impact on the Revolutionary War. However, this is not the case. The battle had one long-term effect. This war caused General George Rogers Clark to lead military expeditions into the Ohio area to take out several Indian towns in revenge of Blue Licks. Now that you know the history of the Battle of Blue Licks, let's take a look at how this battle is still impacting Kentucky today. Today, the lasting impact of the Battle of Blue Licks is remembered through the Blue Licks State Park. Blue Licks offers many experiences that attract tourists from all across the state of Kentucky. These include camping, swimming, putt-putt, and cabins used for vacations. Even with all these recreational activities, the Blue Licks State Park also finds ways to continue teaching the history of the battle. The state park has a museum dedicated to the battle and offers tours on a daily basis. Also, the state park has a yearly reenactment of the battle that hosts walkthroughs, vendors, and craft sessions for all ages to attend. These are just a few of the many ways that the Battle of Blue Licks still impacts Kentucky today. In this speech, I summarized the background behind the Battle of Blue Licks, the actual act of the battle, and the lasting impact that this battle had on the state of Kentucky. I want to leave you all with something to think about. Next time you move to a new city or visit a new town, take a second to look at the history of that area. You never know what you might find. Are there any questions? Yeah.
Have you ever visited the state park itself?
I've been to the state park several times. My grandfather, who's a Korean veteran, likes to go there because they have a very nice buffet, which is kind of ironic.
Yeah.
But we go there from time to time with my whole family, and we go out and eat lunch, and then we just go and kind of walk around the areas that surround it and learn about what happened there.
Cool.
Any other questions? Yep.
How do you figure out that the Battle of Blue Licks was held there? Because it's mostly like a recreational park now.
Yeah, there's a actually, if you go into like the tourist center that's there, there's like a museum in there and it has like all kinds of facts about the battles, and many of these facts actually came from that museum.
That's cool.
Any other questions? Thank you for your
Thank
time.